Trying to figure out what look better. Can't move my bra.
Okay, I'm trying to send it all out to everybody.
Did you start live?
Yeah. I did. I told you we won. That's what I told you. Because we can't. I kind of have to. I don't have. We can't.
So everybody saw me adjusting my bra strap. You know, I can't stand
I didn't know you was going to be adjusting your bra strap. I said that before.
I can't stand. I said, do not hit live until I'm done. We need a director because I
can't do both. I can't do both.
No, you can't. You let the light skinned woman. You let the light skinned woman show her bra strap. See you.
Just to let them see.
I'm gonna get you.
Bright ain't wears that all the time.
I'm gonna get you. So everyone is seeing this before the show starts.
Yeah.
Please just amuse yourself because I had no idea we was being like. She did that on purpose.
I did not. I can't start it when the blog talk is already on. And I don't want them to see me keep going up. Somebody's already on blog talk right now. See? Now see why they're going. We got to be saying something on YouTube.
Well, we will be saying something because I didn't know that you had me live before the live show started. You had me adjusting everything. We are disclaiming at this point before we get started. The disclaimer is being read on the radio podcast. We will get started as soon as it's finished.
They still can't hear that now.
Good evening, y'all. Good afternoon. Top of the day to you. Here we are with Radio Podcast with Pace, your host, Gina Pagnotta Murphy, and my co-host,
Ebony Walton.
Acting crazy already.
This been a morning already. That's all.
We just have to get us a director going on up here because she can't do it. You know, have me live checking my teeth and everything.
I explained to her, we have to go ahead and go live in 2 minutes. I gave her a whole. You've been over here.
Where's my makeup crew? I need a makeup crew.
When they start paying us for the makeup crew, right now I got you.
When we hit that subscribe button,
this is your makeup crew.
Okay.
Vaseline and gloss.
Wow.
And tissue.
That's for dark skinned people. Light skinned people.
Oh, here we go.
The 24-hour. Put on your lipstick, then you smear with a little gloss. It's there for the rest of the day.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry, y'all. My bad. I'm not a makeup connoisseur, though.
Oh, okay.
Whatever. So,
how you been?
Been good. How you
look good.
Thank you. Absolutely. I took a bath today.
Oh,
it was bathing day today.
Oh, that's why we were smelling weird last week. I thought it was just.
It wasn't bath day that day.
I thought it was the shrimp. So how are we doing this weekend? What's going on?
Well, we
got some shout outs.
What does that say?
Ebony, happy birthday. Ladies and gentlemen, Ebony's birthday will be this Friday.
Yes, it will.
So you guys can throw in the chat or you can send a link or a text and say happy birthday, Miss Ebony. Happy birthday, Ebony. How old will you be? Okay.
Older than last year. How about that? No, I'll be 43. I'm not ashamed of my age.
Don't be ashamed.
43 years old.
You will be 43 on Friday?
I'll be 43.
Wow.
43
You look so young.
43.
Well, I would say with that term, but I'm not because some people may get offended.
Yeah, let's not then.
You know that the party that don't crack?
Black does not crack. I'll say it. Black don't crack.
You look, your skin tone and everything is just marvelous.
But you know, I've had issues with skin over the years with stress and stuff, and so I've been to a dermatologist. So I use a certain regimen that I do every day.
Okay,
and it's about what I eat too, and I eat lots of salmon, which helps for your skin. So.
Oh, okay.
But yes,
I used to use oil of Olay.
That's for the lighter skin. We can't use oil of Olay.
No bumps. My oil of Olay.
I can't use it. It's too oily for
we're not getting paid for this, so we should not be advertising anybody's product.
Exactly. Okay. So what is our song? Let's see.
No, shout out. You got some shout out. Shout out for your birthday.
Yes.
Okay. And shout out to all of our employees out there
Yes.
that may be going through some tumultuous times and sickly and family members that are sick. We want to give a shout out to you that you are in our prayers, and keep in touch with us. Let us know what's going on with your illness, not just with COVID, with everything.
Yes.
You know, when you're down and out of sick or you had death in the family, so that we can communicate with you and give you some goodwill wishes or sympathy wishes. So we want you to keep in touch with Pace, Ebony, or myself. For the city employees, you know that we're know our numbers and we on the email.
Yes, that's right.
So
In the city email. type
City
in our
email,
name.
yeah.
It's 3 Ebony's though with the city of Atlanta.
Oh, yeah.
3 Ebony Walters. So
Yeah.
make sure my picture comes up on it.
And someone is hollering, "Hey, Eb, hey." I can't read you. I got to put my glasses on to see who that is.
That's a friend of mine
T
from
Trinity.
way back
Hey,
in
Ebby.
school.
How you doing?
Tadero. Hey,
Hi,
Tadero.
Okay.
Back in school.
So
People try to support
the
Ebony.
song of the week.
The song
You know, we
of the
always do
week.
songs of the week. So, you know, like I said, we need a director. Here she go. We gotta wait. If you put the cup down, you might can hit it. She's saying it's tea in that cup. I'm
It's
gonna
tea.
check it. 'Cause
It's tea. It's
She
tea.
been-
I promise you it's tea.
grinning and skinning since I walked in here.
It's nothing else but tea in there.
So
So let's
the
go
song
to
of the
the
day is Earth, Wind, and Fire. Keep your head to the sky. And of course, we don't have the rights to this music, so it's not too much we can play on it,
yeah.
if we can play any of it at all. But you all know Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yes, it's a good one. I'm waiting for the commercials to go.
But
You got your good little cup of tea.
yeah. Oh wow.
And this is just the audio, so it's not even the words to it. Look, where did that take you? Where did that take you? Where did that
Because we can't
take
get
you?
sued for playing a song we don't have rights to. But the song of the week, ladies and gentlemen, is Keep Your Head to the Sky by Earth, Wind, and Fire, the elements of the universe.
Yes.
So, Ebby, getting into the show, what's our inspiration?
If you want to fly, and I'll say it again, if you want to fly,
If you want to fly.
you have to give up everything that is weighing you down.
Well,
if you want to fly.
If I did that, I really be flying. I don't like to fly.
You don't like you
Oh, I don't fly.
Me either.
I drive.
But
I could say,
if
if I don't, you got too many tricks
I do,
today.
don't I? I'm sorry.
This is her birthday week, so please
Excuse me. Or not.
So, movie of the week. Oh my gosh, I got one.
What?
Godzilla versus Kong. Ooh, what a
Listen.
movie!
I didn't know you was a fan.
Oh yeah,
I'm Godzilla fan. I'm a Marvel fan.
Yes.
Those are my
Yes.
movies that I get. I was laying in the bed Saturday morning before our meeting, and I was like, "Oh my God, no!" Oh, he couldn't. I thought he was gonna kill. Oh my! I'm not gonna
You
tell
tear
everything.
Kong up for a minute. Though.
Oh, he did, but Kong.
I kind of like Kong.
Kong is handsome. He a sexy little gorilla. He a sexy gorilla. Kong, come on now. He has charisma. He know how to treat a woman. Kong, Godzilla.
Oh, what's
Kong.
going on? That COVID shot really got to your head.
I'm just
didn't
saying.
it?
Think about it in the
You
movie.
talking about Kong treats
King
women
Kong.
good?
King Kong. He was very gentle with her.
That was a little girl.
It doesn't matter. He's a beast, just like Beauty and the Beast. He's good. I like Kong.
Well, I like Godzilla to a point because Godzilla was kicking too much butt.
But Godzilla's
Godzilla was
He's
kicking tail.
He's ugly.
But you guys, that was a good movie. If you're into that type
Somebody
of
said
movie,
a sexy gorilla.
a sexy gorilla. Who is that?
Cassandra.
Cassandra. I take that. A sexy gorilla.
Yes,
You're right.
sexy.
Woo, that's her. But anyway, so it was a good movie. You all get
Yes.
a chance to see it. It's entertaining if you're into that. I am Marvel.
I watched it 3
Inside
times
Fiction.
already.
Yeah, she said she watched it 3 times. I can't complain because I watched Black Panther 7 times.
Ooh, that's a good
I
one,
went to
too.
the movie to see
That's
it
a good
4
one, too.
times.
That's a good
Yeah,
one,
Black Panther. I hate he's deceased. Though.
Yeah,
Oh, he was
yeah, he was-
that was a sexy gorilla.
Yeah, he was.
If you want to call him, he was sexy.
I'm
But
not
anyway,
gonna call him a gorilla though. That's that light skin thing because he dark skinned. You call him a gorilla? That's how we doing that? He wasn't a gorilla at all. He was a human being. So anyway,
will we pick and choose when we want
What?
to be racist?
I think that's how
That's
works.
how racism is.
That's
You
how it
pick and
works. You
choose
pick and choose
whatever side that you want to be on
when
at
it's
that time of the day.
convenient for you.
Yeah, well, tonight
So-
I'll be white. I got somewhere to go. You
The
guys,
Do we have any other shout outs? Any other shout outs?
no, just you can put it in the chat box. We can see she
Yes.
did a fantastic job
Yes,
now.
I
They
did.
put it in here. So let's talk about the hot topic.
All right. Did you see over the weekend? First, our mayor, current mayor, Miss Keisha Lance Bottoms, do her interview.
Someone sent me the link.
I saw the link. I saw the link. So, briefly, because we don't do politics, but we just gonna briefly, and I have ink on my hands. An ink pen had just burst in my hand. I'm sorry. So I'll keep my hands down. But what did you think about it? The link, the come on. That's it? Okay. Moving right along. So now we
Well,
heard.
if you be quiet, you won't have to get in trouble. But anyway,
Mhm. I think she spoke well.
that was, to be honest, that's my first time really hearing
Yeah.
her speak.
And the amount
Have
of
a
money that she
speak.
raised.
I didn't even know her monotone, her tone. I really, the couple of words when she used to be on council.
Yeah.
But to actually hear her talk like that,
Mhm.
on the radio, and I'm like, wow, that's her voice. Now I can, you can recognize people's voices and stuff. But anyway,
I'm gonna drink my tea.
I heard that Kasim Reed, the former mayor,
Mhm.
supposed to be allegedly endorsing Antonio Brown. And that's what's out there. I'm not making this up, folks. This is what I'm hearing. Don't know if it's true or not. We're just bringing you hot
They
topics.
say we're too
gossip.
messy. We're
So,
messy.
are we really messy?
Really?
Let me get messier because
I'm
I'm
drink my tea again then.
But anyway, so we got this new lady, some attorney. What's the attorney's name that's supposed to be running for mayor? Who is
I've
she?
never heard of a Sharon Gray, something like Sharon Gray.
Anybody
Sharon
heard
Gray.
of her? I mean, who is
Does
she? What's her
anybody know who
platform?
Sharon Gray is? She's
I
an
don't.
attorney. I don't know.
I should have put
I
my
don't know.
hat in to run for mayor.
You should have. You should have. My grandbaby should have put his
Everybody
run
run for mayor.
He's too, but he probably can figure
just
something.
breaking up votes. That's all that is. But
Maybe.
wish her luck if she's coming in.
Yeah.
We'll see what's going on. So far we know Antonio Brown allegedly, Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms rerunning.
City Council Felicia Moore.
She's running for mayor,
Mhm.
and this new attorney
Sharon A. Gray. Now, the only one that we are really familiar with is City Council member Felicia Moore. Now, we are familiar with her. I can only speak on her behalf. I mean, what have I known or dealt with her? That's it. The other ones, I have no idea really what they. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Well, we'll move right along. But
yeah,
congrats and kudos to all that's planning on running, and we wish you well. And hope we'll see how this pans out later.
And hope they decide to work with Pace doing whoever gets it.
Yes,
just work alongside Pace. That's all.
But one thing I would hope that we don't have 15 and 20 again. Remember running for mayor?
Yeah.
Come on, that's a little bit much.
Yeah.
If you're gonna get a lot of votes, or if you don't mess up. Let's be real with this thing and do the right thing. And you folks get out there and vote that can vote.
Yeah.
So moving right along. Do we have anything else in hot topics to discuss?
Well, the main topic that we are is, can you handle it? And I guess that goes along with that. Can you handle it?
That sounds like Larry Graham. He had a song like that.
Can you handle it?
Can you handle it?
Mm-hmm.
What can we not handle and what can we handle, Ivy?
Well, during this year again of craziness, you have the pandemic still going. You have racial divide still going. You have now you have people that are out of jobs.
Wow.
So you have money issues. You have the Braves, the game. They're not even playing the game. That's going to cost some money.
That's because
we're losing money. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the voter suppression. We just have a lot going on, and with all that's going on, Pace want to make sure that the people are okay. So we want to make sure that how are you handling everything that's going on right now? Some people may have to take anxiety medication. I'm 2 steps away from it myself, but I'm just saying, it's just a lot going on. It's just a lot going on, and we want to know how is everybody handling everything right now.
The job situation where you
yes,
teleworkers that are calling, complaining, and getting stressed out. And what it behooves me is, how do you stress someone out working from home by, and what I'm hearing, and people are sending me audio. You guys out there, listen, y'all got to be careful what you're saying on these phones. Managers,
Yes.
supervisors, teleworking and stuff. These folks are recording you.
All the time.
And the stuff that some people that I'm hearing saying, that ain't cool. And if you're a PACE member, we may be representing you from being terminated. So you got to be careful how you're talking to these folks and hooping and hollering and screaming at people in the phones and doing all that kind of stuff. So just be mindful of all of that.
Yeah, you have to. You really do.
So when we talk about the vaccine, when you was talking about pandemic and the COVID, how are you handling that?
Mm-hmm.
We got some people, that can't take the vaccine. And then I've heard, I'm checking it up because I don't like, this is still a hot topic gossip. I heard that there's about 45 million some groups of religious people have gotten together and said they refuse, they're not going to take the vaccine for whatever reasons. But I need to clarify that and clear that and read that up on myself. I myself is still battling with that choice right now due to, as some of you all been on our podcast before, when I was in the military, where I've experienced a bad result of taking the swine flu vaccine. And so at this point, I'm not very comfortable of taking. Why you laugh every time I mention that?
I'm reading.
No,
reading
you're not.
Stuff.
This got something to do because you took the vaccine.
No.
Whoop, they did.
I did take it though. I'm just saying.
She took it.
And I'm okay.
But she's been crazy ever since she took it.
A little bit.
Now
I might have been crazy already.
Did you hear her say she might have to take some anxiety medicine? Now she wasn't
That's
checking about
normal
that.
though. Now in this day and age and time, think about it. And with what it is that we do, we have to deal with every day. And then after the email, we received it. Okay.
Tell it.
Okay, because I'm going to tell it anyway. Okay. So we have a new department heads in our department.
Which is?
Department of 911, the communications department. And our communications department, first of all, we work for 911. We answer the calls. And
somebody say it sounds like a side effect to you. That's right, Cassandra. It is a side effect from the vaccine. Don't let her fool you. Go ahead.
So anyway, to our blog talk, people that don't see us on the actual YouTube, Gina is really acting up. I hope if you're on blog talk, you can log into actual YouTube and see Gina acting up today. But anyway, so it's already a high stress job.
Right.
Okay, we know that.
Gotcha.
We know our staffing is crazy. It's low. And this past weekend, we was working this weekend. We had about 4 employees to call out. And at this point, it's just could be stress. People are just, they burn out.
Right.
I get it. But you do need to come to work if you're able to come to work. But I get if you're burnt out, you're burnt out. So we had 5 people on our phones. And we had about 17 calls holding in the pending.
Just 5 people?
With 5 people answering the calls for the city of Atlanta, which is a 6-zone area.
Wow.
From Martin Luther King to Howell Mill, all the way to Boulevard to Cheshire Bridge. We handle all of this.
Big area.
So you only had 5 call takers to answer the call.
Oh my goodness.
So it's horrible, and we have to do better. I mean, we did speak with the director of 311 last week. He had some really good ideas. Ken Butler.
Oh yes.
Yes, I love the way he talks.
He mesmerized me.
I mean,
on that virtual meeting, I was then to keep me from talking.
Yes, because he was quiet. It takes a long time to keep her quiet, as y'all can see. But come on, I got some apple cider water now.
Oh, okay.
So
what is that supposed to do?
It's supposed to attract them to
it. That's country.
Anyway, so
she got chickens, so chickens in the backyard, so wouldn't matter. So
anyway, our administrative staff has now come up with some extra rules outside of the SOP that we have currently. And I'll probably get in trouble tomorrow, but outside of the current SOP we have in the City Unicode of our policies, they coming up with other things. And one is of which is if you call out on the weekend days, which is our most busiest days, then if you call out 2 times, you have to have a doctor's note. But the city code and the Unicode and the SOP states is, you have up to 3 days before you can get. And we just had this talk.
Just had it with the
meeting. We just had the meeting.
So disheartening.
So we're kind of just, I mean, it's just bringing more stress to a stressful environment already.
Because you
They're not
can't
going to
make,
listen.
you can't make people do things
No.
they don't want to do.
No, you can't.
You cannot make, no matter how many rules, no matter how many threats, no, you cannot make somebody do something. As a leader, you have to empower them. You have to come up and vet them, let them vet in, make them a part of the decision making, so they can feel that, hey, that, like we talked about, colleague to colleague.
Yeah.
When you don't show up to work, you impact me, and as a team, we impact the city. But for then the leaders that come and said, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to, those folks at this point don't care, because if they care, they'll be at work.
The culture already has been set. The tone has been set. The culture is already there. So this is just going to create more problems. You think we had 4 or 5 people this Saturday? We'd be lucky if we have 2 come in. So
that's sad.
Thanks.
That's sad.
It's going to be, that's just what it's going to do.
The union has tried to work it out with the major. The captains seem to be very responsive and very receptive for the interpersonal communication that we have with labor management and the union. And so, unfortunately, we had to send an email over to the major and let him know, we want to see some data. We want to see what's going on, what making you come up with some different rules and regulations out of the code, and to justify this, because we brought up some suggestions. We brought up a person that's very fluent in this kind of environment,
we did.
To share some takes on what can be some processes they can try out to see if that would help. And you came up with some ideas to build up morale for the 911 call center.
Yeah.
And again, we got a leader that's just not.
The culture, the leadership that we getting, and the exactly. So with the police culture, even though the previous admin was not police, she was not sworn, they have that the way that they manage.
I call it the blue code.
Yeah, well, the blue code, as she call it, but it's not. The less that we can keep the employees not aware of something, the better. But that's the wrong way to do it.
Right.
Because if you can tell me why we're doing something, the reasoning behind it, I can support and I could back you up more.
And that's called vetting. When I say to vet with the employee, and some leaders feel, well, I don't have to, because I'm in charge. I don't have to weigh in and get your approval.
That's what it is.
But that's that crazy mindset.
And it could be a little bit of arrogance. It could be a little bit of the way that they make. Yeah, not knowing. So, I mean, it's just unfortunate.
Well, I've always felt that a civilian, a professional, experienced civilian should be running that 911 call center.
And I believe that position is still open for civilian. They just put sworn in there because they could just move.
We need to
sworn, how they do it. But it's a problem. And one of the other things is, now with the, so if I put in for a vacation day for, let's say, April 9th, which just happens to be a very special day.
Her birthday.
Okay. I'm glad you keep it up. So if I put in for April 9th to be off for a vacation day, I get denied. That means I can't take that day. They're saying either the books are full, they have enough people off that day already, but I put in a day too, and I got denied. Then April 9th comes and I don't show up for it. I call and I say, hey, I'm not going to be able to make it. I'm going to use an SO day or a comp day, whatever. I'm not coming in today. So when I get back to work, I skip the warning. I skip the council form. It goes straight to OPS, a package.
That's more or less ready to really do some harm to your
that's the adverse personnel. Yes, records. Exactly.
And I feel that's wrong. I know that's wrong. Because, you can say one half of the eggs, and how you said, you got that chicken coop out there. What's that thing? One half a dozen of eggs, a basket or something. But anyway, I could say, that one person might really, truly already got sick. But my conscience as an employee, I would go ahead and bring a doctor's note in to say I was literally sick. Yeah. I don't have to, but I would because of that, to offset something like that. But at the same time, if we had control and quit being so hard-nosed on these employees, if they got the time, let them take their time. You need to structure your center where you would have people coming to work and you have your schedule. Well, first of all, you need to staff.
First, that's the problem, right?
You
there.
need to
We do
staff.
have the staff. So with us
What's going on with that?
Well, with us do having a limited amount of staff, some of the employees they do understand and they know, hey, okay, I can't get this day off because you have on this day you're already scheduled to have this amount of people, which is already short enough. So, okay, I won't be that extra burden. Some of them do that, some of them, but then not all, and they don't have to. That's their vacation time. They can take it whenever they want to. So I'm not saying that they need to, but that's their right too. And I work both sides of it, so I know how both sides can be. But they did hire some more employees, and it's not even about the job itself. It's just a hard job. It's not for everybody.
Can't do it.
It's not.
Can't do that
So
job.
that's one reason why we just can't keep people. Because whereas I can hear a gunshot or hear a mother crying for a baby that's dying or something to that nature, and I have to sound that extreme, but that's extreme as it can get sometimes. But whereas I can handle it, you might not. And so the first couple of weeks you're okay, but then you get that call. You like, listen, this job ain't for me. I'm out the door. And I'm not sure how the process when they're hiring, what are they telling the people? One young man told me they hired him and he was like, I didn't know he's going to not have weekends off. I said, you're never going to see a weekend, period. Or they not telling you this. So they have to, if they are, then I digress. But if they are not, you have got to be upfront. When I started that job, that was the first thing they said. Don't expect to see a holiday again. Off.
Who wants a job like that?
They tell you coming in the door.
But why don't they hire part-time people?
Because and not part-time people that we have, we really can't depend on them.
So you all do have part-time?
We do have part-time people.
Wow.
But we can't really depend on them. Wow. So I understand, like I said, both sides of it. It's hard on both sides. But if we were completely fully staffed, and if you want to stay completely fully staffed, you need to treat the employees. And it's not even just management that don't treat the employees right. It's management, it's supervisors, and it's the outside ring.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm lobbying, throwing my hat in for Mr. Kenneth Butler to run the communication center.
Hey,
I think if I had a magic wand and I could say give you a 90-day, 120-day trial basis to go over there and see if you can straighten it out and get some motivation, I sure would have like bewitched, twinkle, and see what he can do because we went through this route with the sworn officers running the center. We went through with the civilians. We found that the civilians are more capable or needed to run that center and not the blue coats, because the blue coats have their own ethics of this strong director. And then you guys got a lot of women. A lot of women. And you got a man that's over there running that thing.
They don't understand. Women have
no empathy,
health issues, unlike men. And so a lot of these women, unfortunately, they have fibroids, issues with their monthlies. A lot of these women, and I've had surgery. I put it out there because men don't understand that. So to tell a woman, oh, you can suck it up and be okay, they come in there with heating pads, and I'm talking about they just bad off.
And I'm going to put it out there, and I'm going to put it out there as much as I can. You need a civilian leader running that 911 call center. And the fact that we have been promoting for this for a while. So kudos to the majors or whoever's sworn over there that's running that 911 center to a point. But we need civilians over there. If you're not going to be union friendly, if you're not going to treat those employees. I got a letter from somebody. What does it say here?
No weekends.
Somebody put in here, who's this?
Glasses on. Lord,
I got to see. No weekends and no holidays, slavery. That's exactly what, thank you. Shout out to the chat that just came in. And the thing is that I did get a letter from a member that was undisclosed that said it's like slavery.
What she want her reparations.
She wants her reparations. And that's sad. And that was an actual letter of someone in despair about that 911 call
and that
center.
was received about 3 weeks ago. We got
3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And they said it's getting worse. So we're going to do the best that we can do to fight for those employees out there. So you guys hang in there as best you can. Try to come to work, though. I know it's hard. I know this is rough, but please try to come to work. Do what you need to do for your own colleague. If you're legitimately sick, you're sick. But come to work. I know you're burnt out. And we reached out so that you all would know. Right. We reached out to EAP, the
Cassandra Govan.
Right.
And I had a great Great conversation with her. Great conversation.
Because we want her to come out and do what she do to the police and just decompress and talk to
she
them.
said she wanted to give some classes on effective communication, which is, she was like, and I know that sounds crazy because y'all are communication. I said, no, it doesn't. Because to be a communications department, unfortunately, we are the worst at communicating with each other. We just don't communicate.
Yeah, that happens.
We just don't. So she had some really good things to say that she wanted to come in and bring and just kind of gear us to better communicate with one another.
Someone said that's ridiculous.
It is.
T Trinity, yes, it is ridiculous, but this is the actual reality of what those employees are going through. And and you got to imagine me, not you, but me as someone that don't work in that center, but I know and hear all of the pleas and the cries of the employees that you're on this phone. You're on this phone. You got 2 big screens here. You got 4. You got these big monitors up here, bells going off, lights flashing.
I want them to get rid of those bells.
All of these bells, that means somebody's holding.
Somebody's holding. That means
ding,
the light is
ding,
on the line.
ding, 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 ding. And then you got to deal with finding out what's going on in this ear.
Yes.
Knowing where to send the police officer and the fire dispensers on this end. And then you got some supervisor, manager that just got on you about something that was ridiculously crazy. Yeah. You can't take off. They've already denied you. You're not feeling well. You're scared of the COVID-19. You done had some issues at home. Your baby's sick. Your mama's sick. Your husband and you're not getting along. All of this, and you got to come to work and work 8 hours. At the end of your 8-hour shift, 5 minutes before you get off, they tell you got to do mandatory 4 hours overtime because other people are not coming in because they're burnt out. It is ridiculous. You are 100% correct. And it said those employees need some Hennessy just to get through a shift. And they probably already on the Hennessy coming there. And that's why one lady dropped it. You remember that one lady? Now that's funny, but it's true. And it says one lady came in there. What did she say when she said, I think she was on something too when she said
we had an employee come to work
and when she got up and walked out and said they're on what?
Oh, autopilot. She wasn't on anything. I don't think
she had been on something.
She wasn't on anything. She had worked the whole shift and she was waiting for her. So they don't do the 4-hour holdovers, but they'll do a 45-minute holdover to where the next shift coming in, they go ahead and take their break as soon as you come into work. And so she hadn't had her relief yet, and she was trying to figure out where my relief at. And so they hadn't gotten there yet. Next thing you know, she said, "Don't worry about to be on autopilot."
That was
thing we looked around.
Thing.
She walked off, and sure
it
enough,
wasn't funny because it impacted the civilians out there.
It impacted the officers,
and it impacted everybody.
Yeah, when they raise you, they need you need to be there.
That she said these calls are now on autopilot.
She was on
Miss Trinity, she must have been on some Hennessy at that time. So yes, I'm sure. And it was a double shot. She said, make it a double shot. So yeah, it was a double shot.
Yes.
But not to take away from the seriousness of it. And then we're going to move on to the next topic. But we are going to 911 people out there and the officers that are listening and the fire folks that are listening. We're going to do our best pace to try to get some medium to help you guys get the help that you needed, assistance with the 911 center, and to help the 911 center employees get the leadership that they need to help empower them
and it's
to come
tough.
to work.
It's tough. It's tough. But if you can get the right person in there with the right way to manage, knowing that I can't manage you, you can't manage me. I can only lead you to take the what is it? The thing out my neck so I can breathe a little bit.
Right.
If you take that loose, then take your knee out my neck, whatever it is, then I can actually think a little bit clearer maybe, and then I can see things the way you show me, and then we can work together. But the way that they do things is just, and it's always been like that. So, but
we had it straightened out for a minute.
But she's gone.
Yeah, and
Pritchett, I miss you, Pritchett.
Because she didn't have the support that she needed to have.
She did, she did,
and that's the sad part.
And that's what they're all running up to. So they have somebody that's over them, and that's who we got to get to. Those people that's over the management that's over us.
Okay.
So until we get to that point, we'll still be doing the same thing.
Someone said, take a break as soon as you arrive to work. Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Isn't that something?
As soon as you get to work.
Isn't that crazy?
And that never had made any sense to me, because what the whole thing to do that is for that 45 minutes. So I get off at 11 o'clock, but most people know I don't get off until 11:45 because morning watch is going to be short. So if morning watch is short, they for that 45-minute period, 30 minutes, 15 of which we have roll call, 30 is your break. You go ahead and let them take their break. That way they'll have that everybody on the phones for the next 4 hours. They don't leave. But most people, I'm gonna sit there for 30 minutes. You think I ain't finna for 4 hours? I'm getting up. I'm taking a break. I'm going to the bathroom as many times I need to just so I can get out. It's really not helping. So it's kind of like we keep doing the same thing over and over. It's no real change. It's just
we got because we at one time, listeners, we had some folks that was urinating on themselves because they were scared to get up to go to the bathroom. They're going to be rolled up. It was that bad, and Pace stepped in and was able to get that resolved. Henceforth, we got rid of the city decided to release the other person, and we had the Miss Pritchett that came in.
She was the best
one you had. But
she had a lot to learn, but she was willing, and she works with Pace. Every idea she had, she brought it by you. She said, "Hey, what you think? Can we do this? Well, you tell me what we can do." And that's what it is, because you want to stay in tune with what the policies and the procedures are. That's all that Pace does. It helps you stay in line and not get too far. And if those employees that are repeat offenders,
right. We got rules.
You can get them out of there.
We got rules and regulations for that. So why hinder the other ones that's doing the right thing?
That's it.
When you just get the ones that's not doing the right thing and do your progressive steps of discipline.
That's it.
The problem is that when you have sworn officer running a civilian group, they're treating them like sworn officers, and you can't do that.
We're not,
because the civilians follow under the general employee guidelines of policies and procedures, which is for all employees, but there is a code blue, there are what they call the blue code.
She's gonna keep saying this blue code. I don't know if she got this on TV or where she get the blue code from.
Somewhere, but code blue, I think that's when you're in the hospital and you don't make it.
Yeah,
so I need to say blue code. Let's flip that around and say the blue code. So they got this blue code, the brotherhood, and so they can handle talking.
They can do that, but
strong
not
or mean to each other, but not the civilians, especially not to the women in there. And so we're gonna move on, though. I don't want to beat up 911 to next week.
But where's HR is all this mess?
Where's HR and all this madness? Well, HR has birds, crickets. We got to get a sign for crickets.
I know.
But HR,
I don't get paid enough, Gina.
Department of Human Resources are working with us diligently. I have to give them props.
They are.
Danielle Nichols and Michael Kirkwood.
Yes.
That team has been working with us. And they helped us out a lot. But a lot of times Pace has to go before council to get things done because it's politics, and we don't do politics. I don't do politics.
Me either.
So we
too messy.
Too messy, as you said it in the chat. That's too messy.
Yeah,
so I just go straight to council and I just put it out there, what's going on, and try to partner with them. And we have a good relationship with them so far. And here I plead. And so kudos to Dustin Hillis and his team and all the council people that voted for that 30%, 25 to 30% increase in salary to the 911 operators. That did help. They definitely needed that. And we're working on them becoming entitled as being considered first responders.
Yes.
But we got to get some leadership in there that's going to have sympathy, empathy, know how to organize, and know how to strategize.
They have to.
And will work well with the union to get their center the way it needs to be the top-notch center in this whole country. Yeah. Atlanta can get there.
We can definitely get there.
Atlanta can get there. I have faith that Atlanta can get there.
The demographic that we house. I mean, the whole city of Atlanta. And it, like we said last week, it used to be an honor to work, to say I was a city employee. Yeah. But our 911 center, when we go out to do training in different cities, and we're there, it's not usually a lot of us Atlanta people there. But if when I showed up to the one in Forsyth, and they asked you, give your introduction, where you from? Now, as soon as you say you from Atlanta 911 center, that's it. The conversation is done. Yeah. They want to know more about you. That's it.
See, Atlanta used
So-
to be the melting pot.
Yeah.
Because I migrated from North Carolina to the melting pot.
Oh, yes.
And the melting pot, I mean, Atlanta was the name. You come into Atlanta, everybody wants to come to Atlanta.
Exactly.
Everybody was just the
Even still
ATL
now. Yeah.
and still coming,
Yeah.
you know. But we got to get back to where everybody's proud of Atlanta.
Yeah.
We got to build Atlanta back. Whoever is going to be get that seat again, if Mayor Bottoms or whomever is running, we need Atlanta to be the forefront where other municipalities are modeling from us,
Exactly.
not us trying to model from them.
Exactly.
Because we are a one-stop
We should be.
shop
We should
right
be.
here in
We
Atlanta,
should be.
and to be proud of being in
We
Atlanta.
should.
So we're going to work on that. So
So,
let's jump. We're talking about all of that. Let's jump to another department of
Okay.
Public Works.
all right now.
That yeah. Now that's my.
I wish I
backdoor.
had an electrocution sound right now.
But Department of Public Works, as we know, they house fleet
Yes.
and they house sanitation.
All right.
Transportation used to be a part of Public Works, but transportation moved out of Public Works and became their own independent department.
Okay.
Don't know why that was about, but that's okay. As well as I feel that fleet should be its own separate department,
All right.
because and we should be buying all of the equipment and everything that needs to filter through fleet.
Mhm.
And we're budgeted or have a piece of everybody's budget, and we monitor and audit and inspect on what they want to purchase.
And fleet is where you work, correct?
I work at Fleet.
All right.
I order parts. I'm the supervisor that approved the ordering of parts to repair police vehicles. Isn't that irony of it? So we still comrades in a
Still
certain way.
comrades. The whole
And so one thing I can say that's not that Department of Public Works have no control over yet, and we need to get it back, is that these police vehicles and these fire stuff, they're so old. You know,
Yes.
we need to get some updated equipment with the training for our mechanics,
Yes.
because they can do everything. We got some good mechanics. Now, don't let it get it twisted.
really.
These folks are good. They just don't get their props, because every time something goes wrong, it's always is waiting on parts or
Mhm.
is waiting on labor or something. These guys can actually break down engines. They can
Oh,
put in
wow.
engines. They can do stuff. But again, it got to be managed correctly. You know,
Yeah.
we had
I
a
need some brakes
complete.
done on my car. Speaking of
No, we can't do none of that on the
Okay.
side. You might have to call them on,
Okay.
after hours,
All
you
right.
know, because some of them, they had their own little business on the side.
Okay.
And of course, the city, the department that, was always the old management, the old
Mhm.
regime we had, was always so afraid that somebody was stealing. The mechanics of the loyal people were stealing. They was putting all these rules and stuff in place that was hurting their own self. Because if you catch someone stealing, you got
Yeah, but
discipline
know.
for that. So why are you trying to block something that's going to stop your SLA service level agreements, or to hurt yourself to try to capture somebody before it gets done, and
I
then to
don't
come to find out you're the one stealing?
That's usually
Did you
how
hear
it
what I
is.
just said?
That's usually how it goes.
Did you hear what I just said? Not calling no names.
But they still there.
But no, they're all gone. So
Okay.
finally it got out, the investigation was done, and the city went through and swept out that whole top level. So it was some serious stuff.
Good.
But I couldn't never understand why you so busy trying to handcuff somebody from doing something,
And it's you.
and you the one stealing. Well, that's why. So the bottom line, we got new leadership now.
All right.
They've been very open with the union. They've been very receptive. Shout out to Mr. Jackie Robinson and Keith Robinson and all of that, Steve Thomas and the COO Justin Johnston, and going on down the line through all of Public Works. So that they've been working out, with us
Mhm.
and labor relations. And so one of the things that we're dealing with right now, I understand that we want to give a quick shout out to the Healing and Hope, the employee, I won't name the name, but had an accident, an injury that was very severe, that he's still in the hospital.
Oh.
But it had to do an accident on the job where accidentally got electrocuted from touching the wires and something. So speaking of all of that,
How did he get electrocuted?
well, I don't know the whole story. I just know he was using a boom truck,
Okay.
and it was a special project. And doing that, special project, he accidentally hit the wire. I don't know the logistics, but he's injured. So that's what's important, that he gets better. So prayers go out to our fellow colleague in that injury, and hope he pulls through and everything will be fine. But on the that's a somber note, but on the positive side of this, employees understand that when you're doing jobs, and if it's something that you are not comfortable doing or you don't know how to do, you need to inform your supervisor. Don't be afraid to say that I'm not familiar or I can't do it. And then you need to know all of the safety precautions that come around that job process. You don't just jump in things or jump in. And I got Class B. I have CDLs. I wanted my Class A's, but I don't know why. Just because I wanted. But I couldn't back that truck up because every time I turned around, because I didn't know how to use my rear view mirrors real good. Every time I turned around, I saw the back of the rig, and I'm like, I can't do this, So I just went and got my CDLs for my Class B, thanks to the city. I had them for many years with the city. Okay. But if you put me in a truck right now, I wouldn't remember what to do because it's been so long since I've driven one of those trucks. Mm. I had at one time, my job required it. All of the supervisors had to have CDLs because we might have to drive an air brakes trucks to deliver parts. But all of that process has changed. But I haven't been. But if my job required me to drive a truck again, before I got in that truck, I would want to have a refresher's training on what to do on the PSIs and doing my pre-trips. I already know what to do for the pre-trips, but we need to do that. We need to revisit it. So I'm saying to you guys, people that are driving vehicles, you need a spotter. Don't back that vehicle up thinking that you know what you're doing. You're seeing out the right and the left of the rear view mirrors or the outside mirrors. You still can't see directly behind you because all of our trucks don't have backup cameras, which if we had some new equipment, we could look at investing if we had the money for backup cameras, that the driver. But you got to use a spotter. And leaders out there should not be sending trucks out there without people that can spot and have, a team or a crew going out there. Use your spotter. This is your responsibility, driver. You are responsible for that vehicle and your crew to get them out there and back safely. That is a role you got to remember to do. You got to know what is your safety calls and what is your safety processes for everything, every job that you do. Please remember to do that so that, you can bring them home safely like they came to work safely. So we wanted to talk a little bit about that. And then I got a conversation this morning that just shook my roof. You guys listen. I got to lean into the camera and let me put on my glasses so Lord. You know how serious I am with this one. Okay. She said, 16-year commercial vehicle veteran here. A lot of way to go. Exactly. Way to go. That's what I'm talking about. So if you get in a truck and I'm riding with you, you better let me know when you need me to spot you. So me and you don't have to go down for a drug test because you don't ran in the back of somebody because you think you a 16-year veteran. But let me tell you something. I hear you, Trinity. But listen, employees. I got to laugh on this because I can't even get it out. Because I just want to go smack somebody upside the head right now because I couldn't believe I was getting this from. And this was a commissioner calling me to tell me this because we're the union. And he said, I need your help. And when he told me, I couldn't help but laugh because I couldn't believe it. But then again, you can.
Yes, you can.
Employees, when you get in the vehicle and you got a drive cam, don't get your butt in that vehicle and unengage that drive cam. What is your problem? Are we serious? Cutting the wires, hiding and just tearing up the whole drive cam? You're going to get fired.
You know you're going to get fired for that.
And why would you even look my way? I mean, I would be there to support you, but what can I say? Especially if they know that this drive cam has been removed. They can see you. They can see you when you're removing it. What's wrong with you all?
So again, this is the citizens. I mean, the employees that this is the type of employees.
My mouth is wide open.
How it go for both ends. it's both ends. It's no longer just management now. It's the employees too.
So you can understand that PACE don't just take sides and just bulldog management. We also do what's right and fair with employees. Employees, stop it.
Please.
That saves your life. Let me tell you why it's important about that drive cam. And we will work with management if you got problems that they're just using it to pick on you or retaliate against you. But if you're doing the right thing, stay off the cell phones, put on your seatbelt. That is the law, period, in the state of Georgia. Anyway, so you need to be doing that. And when you in these city vehicles, they are not your vehicles. They are the city's vehicles. And you need to adhere to the policy and procedure of that vehicle. They have drive cams in it. Drive cam is to save your life. Understand? We had some deaths many years ago from wrecks or stuff that the city was saying at one time it was the employee's fault. And the employee's family is saying it's the city's fault. And then some of the employees were saying their take on it to support the employee. But the bottom line, these employees died. And if we had a drive cam, we would have seen exactly what happened. So this can save your life. And it can also save you from a citizen that's not being fair and ran you off the road. It can save lives. But when you get in the truck and the first thing you do is
they just saw you like you saw her leaning.
They see you. I can't help it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, members, employees, but we got some fellow colleagues that just don't get it. So please help those. It's not a lot of them, but just those few can make us look bad. We're trying to be the best city in this country.
That's it.
So we need you to stop it. Okay, please stop it.
Adhere to your policies and procedures, because that's what PACE is pushing us to. If we're pushing for the management to adhere to them, it's the same thing that goes for the employees. Everybody has to. If we all learn to adhere to the policies and procedures that are already in place, it'll go smooth.
It'll go a lot smoother. And then it wouldn't be so, I wouldn't look crazy, or Ebony won't look crazy when we go before council and ask for some more money for you, or ask for all these special things that you want, because they will listen to us, because we're showing them we got a good group of employees that's doing the best they can do through this pandemic for the citizens of this city, for the administration, for the mayor, and for the city council. So you guys have got to get it together. Please. If you feel that you need some assistance with mental health, we got EAP I can refer you to.
Yes, we do. Yes,
we got, I'm not a mental health, you're not a therapist, but you can call me and just say, I need just to talk, and you can vent on me. I'll call you and vent. We call each other and vent, because I can't call everybody and vent. And you got Blue Cross Blue Shield, or you got Kaiser, and Kaiser's got a good mental health program. But you trust me, I believe on that. They got a good mental health. And if you're a veteran, which I'm a veteran, you also got VA. Yes. Now they may be a little shabby, but I'm gonna shout out for them anyway, because
they try.
They
using what they use,
but they gotten better. They've gotten better though. But
you have to, and even we tell, and I'm not going back to the dispatch scene, but again, most of these have gotten like a $5 raise. You can't answer that phone and expect not to be ridiculed or talked to. If you answer the phone, this 911, what's the address in America? What'd you say? Oh, no, we ain't doing that. What? Let me see you for a second. Yes. So that's just what you have to do. You have to. It's just a lot needs to be done everywhere in the city.
But we need to put the right people in the right places to lead. That I take it right back. I'm sorry. Right. I'm taking it right back to leadership. Mm-hmm. You got to get the right people to motivate and lead. We got a WSA citywide safety committee that can't even get it together.
So
I go ahead. I'll wait. I'm not going to talk about them. I ain't going to talk about them. I wish I could lead that group.
But I don't understand. I mean,
I tell you
what I don't get is why, if you see that there's a need here is a hole that needs to be fixed. Why do we just continue to put the board over it and then put a rug over it like this regular floor and nothing's wrong? Because when you lift it up, the hole is still there. Stop covering up the hole. Fix it from the bottom. Whether it's going to take some time, whether it's going to hurt for a minute on your pockets or your staff, and whatever it is, fix the hole. You don't have to worry about covering anything up.
Just do the right thing.
That's it.
You got codes, and the union is here to help you. And we'll try to negotiate or lobby or do whatever we need to do to get the right, people and talk to the right folks. But we got to do this as a team, you guys.
We have to.
Upper management, commissioners, administration, city council, employees. We got to do this together. We all got to band together. This is the greatest city that we live in. And I want to be proud of this city continuously. Mm-hmm. And I want people to look at Atlanta, and this is where they want to come. But we can't be hiring all these Joe Blow and Jacks and stuff that just because, they retired.
Short.
Well, we used to do it over here, over there. Okay, I get that. But this is city of Atlanta.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
this is an elite city. And we want to be the forefront. Yeah. We don't want you coming over here from California trying to just share your ideas, but don't try to change us to meet California because we're not California.
You came from California here for a reason. So we want to keep our reason that you came here.
Right. Why we hired you.
That's why we So we
learn us. You moving into our neighborhood.
Yeah. Exactly.
Learn the neighborhood, and then let's negotiate.
Let's work on getting better. That's all.
So let's look at the chats before we get ready to close out.
All right.
We got a lot, and we appreciate you guys. It's fun. We got some folks that's on listening to radio.
So to our YouTube listeners, we've been chatting with y'all, but we're going to switch over here to Blog Talk and just see if some people want to speak. And when those that are on Blog Talk, once I click on you, it's going to tell you you're unmuted. If you want to talk, go ahead and talk. If you do not want to talk, it's fine. Just leave the air open. So this is going to be the first caller right here. It's going to tell you. How you doing? You want to speak with us today? Nope. All right. You on live with
Radio Connections with Taste.
Hello, thank you. I wanted, I was calling in.
Oh, yeah, they can't hear him because he's on Blog Talk. I ain't figured that out yet. I'm sorry. I don't know how.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Benjamin Martin. I appreciate it. And for the bloggers out there that's listening to live and seeing us live, they can't hear. And Ebony says she hadn't figured it out yet. So we're going to
have to just throw it out there. Just
we got to figure this out later. But when he was just giving us kudos for a wonderful platform, talking about safety. And he is one of the people out of the administration office. So we appreciate every time he has the chance to come online and give us kudos. He does do the training for safety, and we really appreciate people that are expert in what they do. So, and we also we appreciate all of the blogs that you are sending. Excellent forum. Thank you, Smoke and Mirrors, and greatest city on earth. You're right. We're the greatest city on this earth. So we really appreciate everybody. And going forward next week, we will be back here at one time. Smoke and Mirror, we appreciate you. We hope that you will provide back with us next week. What are we going to be talking about next week? You said
so
something
next week I've had some officers to reach out, and they're talking about a point system. I'm not sure what this point system is, but I said that we would be finding out because they're not supposed to be using a point system. And what it sounds like to me is that the cities, the supervisors and the lieutenants and the sergeants are having their units to pull over vehicles. Mm-hmm. They have to make 7 points. They have to do 7 to 5 points or something like that. And that's not supposed to be They're not
I
supposed to
already
be doing
can't.
that.
I already got a problem with that because I can't even add.
Yeah.
You got figures
So-
and points
yeah.
coming up. They got that.
So I'm not sure. Like I said, once we get some more information on that, we're gonna put it on blast as well. Because if you're not supposed to be doing it, why are you making these employees do that? And some of them are saying that if they don't make that point system, they switching their shifts. They go into an undesired shift. So it's becoming a problem.
So that's a threat. I hate threats. Don't you hate threats?
It is.
Don't threaten me. You
That's what
can't
they're doing.
make me do
That's what
something
they're
I
doing.
don't want to do.
If you
If
feel
it's
like you
in the
can make it.
code and the policies, we need to follow the codes and policies. That's what they're there for. If it need to be revised, we need to dialogue and get it revised through HR, Department of Human Resources, and the administrations and the chiefs. All of these jack, by, whatever I want to say, whatever. I can't even get it out my mouth. And I got to show before we close out our show, I got to say one more thing. I got to reiterate. I got to get into this camera and reiterate. Leave the cameras alone, people. Please leave the drive cams alone. If you got some issues with the drive cam that they're doing something wrong, bring it to the union. And of course, you can always join PACE by reaching out to Ebony or reaching out to me. We are on the city web or your union stewards in your area. But don't do something crazy like pulling the plug, cutting the plug, snatching it, blocking it with this. They see you. Didn't you just see me reach up there to get it?
Yep.
Don't think those drive cams is on or not on. They're on.
And the city,
trust and believe.
The thing with the city of Atlanta is they have cameras, recordings everywhere. We've had even some of our operators. It was so funny. She thought she was off the phone. We have little buttons on our phone. Sometimes they work because we work for the city. Sometimes they don't. This time it did not work. So the man, I listened to the call. I had to laugh. The man said, and it's over. The package is done. It's over. So we have to talk about it. So the young man was saying that his vehicle was broken into or stolen, but then he was trying to explain his side because she was still talking. She thought she muted the phone. The call taker did. And you hear him, no, ma'am, I didn't say that I was a rapper because he was talking to somebody in the background. And she said, oh, this boy got his car stolen and he a rapper. He think he a rapper. And he in the background saying that he had studio time with something, right? And so she's thinking that the phone is muted. Oh, here we go. Here another rapper talking about he a rapper. And then he on the phone saying, no, ma'am, I'm not a rapper. I'm just saying. And she's like, she still didn't put together that he's responding to what you're saying because he can still hear you. Then she started saying some real bad curse words because he couldn't remember his tag number. What so-and-so don't know. Oh, he this. And he was like, hello, ma'am. Am I being punked?
Wow.
No, she was.
No, did he have?
But she's still there.
Did she have tag? Did he have tinted windows? I'm
not going to go with this on tinted windows. I don't know about his tinted windows. This was last week's story.
You said rappers.
But that employee, unfortunately, she's still there. And she should be out. But before we go, I do want to end on a nice note.
Here we go.
Y'all know I'm not mushy. But I got home yesterday and this was in my mailbox. It was in the card. And it's a little thank you card from Gina. This is Gina, if you don't know. And it just says, I want to say thank you personally for I'm going to summarize it, for being the greatest person in the whole wide world. That was to me.
Yeah.
So that was
even though we have some black and white issues, she's still the greatest person in
yellow and brown issues. She really's not.
I'm pecan tan. That's what they call me in school.
You know
pecan tan. You know they call me Mountain Dew. I don't understand Mountain Dew. Am I yellow?
You're a little yellow. You can be a little yellow.
Oh well.
Like some people can just be sour. You can be a little
yellow. I'm a little yellow. Yeah. But I love her. And but anyway, thank you, listeners.
Yes, thank you.
We had a great time. I enjoyed it as always because she always feeds me. So, because she know that's when I get to talking my junk when I'm full.
She call and say, "Are you eating before or after?"
Because I need to eat before. But you should have heard her before we got on here. Oh my God, burping like a sailor.
They already know me.
Okay,
most of them know me already.
I'm glad she didn't. I had to put her in timeout. He said Mountain Dew or Mellow Yellow. Mellow Yellow, I think that was what it was. T Trinity, you from old school. If you said Mellow Yellow, that's where they go. Mellow Yellow. But anyway, I still like that Mellow Yellow. I like that.
Every now and then.
So you call me Mellow Yellow. I think that'll be my blog name, Mellow Yellow. Radio Connection with Pace and Mellow Yellow. Listen, we had a blast today.
Yes, we did.
We want you to stay safe. Don't forget, look at the Godzilla and
Please
Kong.
do. It was great.
Great. And
Oh,
listen
great.
to the song, Keep Your Head to the Sky. Oh, real quick.
What?
I forgot. Hey, you guys, don't forget, try to get the Isley Brothers versus
Oh, I hadn't
Earth,
seen
Wind,
it
and
yet.
Fire
I hadn't seen
battle on Versus VR. It's on YouTube. Just put in Isley Brothers versus Earth, Wind, and Fire. Listen. Oh my God, I was crying and I was up and I was, 1 minute they came out with, there's no battle. Both of them were great, but my favorite, because I play instrument,
it.
I like instrumentation more than the horns, is Earth, Wind, and Fire, only because of the musicality of it. But both of them, when the Isley Brothers came out with Hello, Hello. Oh, I melted like I'm like, oh, no, he didn't. And he looked good to be 80 years old.
I kept hearing everybody say
he looks good to be 80 years old.
Right.
I date him.
I see.
But then Earth, Wind, and Fire came out there with Birdie with that bass, like, doing all of this. And then, do you remember?
Now that's my style. I like that.
And Keep Your Head to the Sky. That's the song of the week.
Mm-hmm.
You all be safe out there. Remember, you are with Radio Podcast,
Radio Connections with Pace.
And you're live on YouTube. And as soon as we get better at this, she got a bright light. She's doing good, so we can see us
you can
better.
see us a lot better. I've been doing good. I got a stand.
And once we get a subscription and we get some donations, we get a studio. We get real good. With the microphones hanging down. Oh, well, anyway, that's hopes and dreams.
Yes.
Thank you guys for coming out.
Thank you.
And we will be on next week talking about again from 1 to 2. Let your fellow comrades know we love you too. Smoke and mirrors and keep hope alive. Keep hope alive.
That's
Stay
you
safe.
You did that last week, remember?
Yeah. Keep hope. That somebody just sent me that too. Keep hope alive. So you guys be safe from COVID. If you got to take the vaccine, go do it. Just do whatever you need to do, whatever you feel like doing. Be safe.
And to any of our 311, we didn't bring them up to.
Oh, yes.
But any of those 311 listeners that are out there, remember to document. And that's just for anybody.
Yes.
Anything that's going on in your departments,
Yes.
documentation is what we need. Documentation.
And we got you back. So we'll be talking to you again soon. You guys have a great week.
Until
next time. Bye-bye, everybody.
Have a good one. It was nice.
Radio Connections with Paces.
Signing out.